Talking big money, big estates, big cars, big cribs, bad bitches. Plenty of them, nigga. Foreign bitches. I don't know what they be saying half the time, nigga. Dark side. Reaganomics pushed our backs against the wall. We was only paying homage to the ones that came before us, like Lucky Luciano and Al Capone. Originators of selling raw, no liquor stores, talking cocaine, that hard white, bumping coat train, the gold wings, that's all white. Hustle my way to the top, but took flight. Haters try to pull the ladder to stagger this crook's life. Sitting in my castle surrounded by naked dancers and fully automatic sticks deadlier than cancer. No answer for this life, we just live it. The only question now is you with it. Travel so much, you swear nigga moving's pivot. Centurions and G5 skies is the limit. It's no biggie, I does it in my sleep. Dark side too, yeah, we do it for the streets, motherfuckers.
Let's call the bad rocks. Every day we be about that dollar. Champagne popping, yeah. So you can't stop us, we on our hustle. So fly. Yeah, we in the fast life. We hustle, yeah, we about that life.
Niggas spit bars while my niggas sit behind them. Serving sentences ever since Jordache was designing. Gazelle frames bring a shade to my environment. I made my bread already, and I'ma lie on it. Pull off the lot and every bitch got they eye on it. Tuxedo black phantom nigga put a bow tie on it. Married to the game, glass shaped pool, swimming in the champagne. Every day's a honeymoon, woo. Invisible settings all in the bezel. From Rolex to the treatment, the suites is all presidential. No safety on the plastic. The Glock got 40 ways to put you in a casket. Choose one and never push the pedal till the shoes come supplying as I have it till they put your ass on News One. You got one like the live dead. Prove something. I know niggas ain't coming home to 2002 something.
Let's call for bad rocks. Every day we be about that dollar. Champagne popping, yeah. So you can't stop us, we on our hustle. So fly. Yeah, we live the fast life. We hustle, yeah, we about that life.
You already know.
That's my shit. What's going on, everybody? Is my sound good? Press one if my sound good. Way Iceberg, Trav, what's going on? AV, can you hear me? Am I sounding all right?
Yeah.
Welcome to Blog.
Oh, okay. All right, man. So this is a show where we want people to call in. Q&As, do all of that. But Trav, I just DM'd you the link too. I want the players to call in. We're going to have some special guests too. How's everybody doing? Sound good? Cool. Cool. I want to, if somebody know a good video to react to. Expone, what's up? If somebody know a good video to react to, put it in the chat or send it to me in the DMs. I wanna go over some shit, but I don't wanna go over that Andrew Tate stuff. Don't send me that. Or send it to me in the DMs. I don't wanna see that. But if it's something good that you feel like is worthy of being broken down, send it to me. I want to see, because I don't have the time to look for this shit, but I do want to see some of this stuff. See, now, this is the first time, Iceberg, where you're going to hear me say it. Iceberg. 24, never seen before. 48, never too late. 49, the hoes are mine. How'd I do? How'd I do right there? I did a good job.
You're a dead ringer, buddy.
What's up,
What's
bro?
up? I think we good, man. Shout out to you, man. Salute Iceberg. Yo, we gotta change that though, my nigga. I'm turning 49 in April, my G. Trying to find a catchy tune, but 48 Never Too Late is done. We about to react to some shit.
I bet you he'll come up with one before the show over.
Let's go.
Yes.
And that's a fact. And guys, the phone lines are open. We're gonna try it out. 563-999-3568. Y'all want to call in?
Yeah,
Chime in.
y'all call in. Don't be like that, man. I want to talk to you cats. It'd be cool when y'all be doing it in the chat, but why y'all don't want to call in? Now I'm gonna start being taking it personal now. Like y'all don't want to talk to me.
Right. And just let us know in the comment section your area code, and then we'll know who's calling. You know what I mean? So
yeah, y'all don't even want to do it in the DMs. What's up with that? Let me send the guests and shit. So yeah, let's just talk about this real quick. Let's talk about people exposing people, bro.
yeah.
I mean, things can be done in the right way. I'll say that. I will say this. You can tell when people do shit out of clout, and you can tell when people just do shit because they feel some kind of way. You feel me?
For sure. Yeah. You know what though? At the end of the day, you know, I think that's part of the cost, man, to come on here, get on the microphone and shit. You know what I mean? You setting yourself up for exposure. You're setting yourself up for people to pry into your life. And again, even though I don't see any relevance to that, there's a lot of dudes out here that are phonies and they just don't, they're not who they portray to be. So I guess, you know, the consumer would feel real betrayed by that shit. But that's why it's so important in the shit that you talk about, discernment. Don't follow the crowd, man. You guys have to make your own decisions. So that way, if you do decide to believe in somebody, that's on you. Why would you want to go in and dive into his past life to try to prove that he's a fraud and shit? You just sound bitter. I think it's kind of corny, but
Glen Lawrence, what's going on, my bro? What's going on, Glenn?
Peace. I will say though, let me shout out to Mr. 1950 though. Let me shout out to the big homie, Mr. 1950, man. I like what he's doing, his energy. And he said something very important. You know, it's not necessarily personal, but a lot of people, you know, react to other people, the content creators. They want to talk about content creators. It is what it is. So it's an open sport, open game. I think if we allow it to get personal in a sense, we take it personal rather, I think it's kind of corny. But if you decide to get on the microphone, you want to be a public figure and an influencer, I mean, you got to take the good and the bad and shit. Niggas might pop off, say some shit about you, say some shit about your family, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, you got to make sure that you stay aligned with your mission.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I like what he's doing now. You know what I mean? He's shaking things up. He's definitely, it reminds me of some hip hop battles. And I like it. So, you know, I think he's got a knack for it, man. So I'm hoping that, you know, we'll see some more from him and his channel grows as a result.
Mm-hmm. What's good, Glen?
Glen Lawrence.
You want to join up? Let me know. I just want to try to get some callers in first because I know that once people start beaming up, then we gonna take over, and then the call shit gonna be out of there.
Yeah, the call shorts. Yeah, it's kind of tricky. Yeah, a lot of people don't call in. I know, you know, but we got the call line open for 2 hours though, or you know what I mean. So however long we go. So after 2 hours, then it'll buzz off. But you know,
you already started. I don't know how this shit goes.
Yeah, it's already. Yeah, we're already the call lines are open.
All right, yeah. So somebody call in, the number right there.
Yes, the call lines are open.
This is what I'm gonna start doing, bro. I'm gonna kill my DMs, bro, because I don't be liking this shit. Because this would be opportunities for y'all to do shit, and y'all be quiet than the motherfucker, but then y'all bug me all times of the day about bitches and other shit. So why is that? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna block that shit off to where like I'm a superstar, and I'm gonna have an edit response and shit. So then when I had calling shows, then you gotta call in. That's all.
Yeah, and this is your time, man. We're not gonna, you know, we're not gonna yell at you and shit. We're not gonna sun you unless you're out of pocket. But at the end of the day, You know the vibes over here, man.
Yeah, just call in then to get the vibe started. Y'all don't be wanting to call in, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's cold business.
Word.
I can run my mouth all day. I'm trying to help and give y'all the chance. Yeah, y'all be asking for this shit too. That'd be the cold part.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all be asking for this shit. It's like y'all just be running your mouths. Glenn, call in, bro, so these people won't be scared. For some reason, I don't know if they think we about to yell at them or something. I don't know.
Let me make sure. Yes, 563-999-3568. Guys, just call in. Say what's
See
up.
what I'm saying? No, Iceberg. No, not today.
Yeah,
Why you don't just call in and do it?
We got a call, a fee. So let's bring them on. 817. Hold on. How do I do this? It's been a while. All right.
Iceberg, one call in.
817. You're live. What's good?
Hey, what's up, Alpha? And what's up, Alpha? How you guys doing today?
Great, man. Who's this?
Call in, Iceberg. I want to Iceberg.
Had a consultation with both of y'all before in the past.
Oh, nice. What's good with
Hold
you,
on,
Jason? How you doing, man? Happy New Year's to you.
I want Iceberg to call in.
What's good with you? What you got for us today?
Okay, cool. So I'm in a situation with my chick, and we went. So, long story short, we had a trip. We went to Mexico, which is her hometown, and it was pretty crazy. It was like I just noticed like she got like too comfortable type of shit, and the disrespect was just kind of like there was constant like checking, like, hey, like go out, hey, like I don't like that, and it kind of made me wonder like what, like if like the checking was just too much, and then fast forward, she recently dropped off her stuff at my place, and she was done with me because I had not called her. Like she wanted me to basically chase after her because I wasn't calling her back. When she called me, when we text, I was like, okay, cool. And then she was like, good night. I'll see you later. And I was like, okay, good night. And she came back the night of all that happened, and she wanted her PJs back. So I came outside and I gave it to her. Long story short, we're back together. Went with her and her mom's place to go have like a family eating thing, and you know that was cool. We were all booed up and shit. But my thing is that I have other chicks too. This is the main one, but with the other chicks, I feel a lot more secure. But with her, I feel insecure, and I know that's a me thing. But I just feel so like I'm almost like what's her vibe, and like does she really like me? And I know it's the actions thing, but for me, like words mean stuff too. But I know like if the words don't match up with the actions, then it doesn't really matter.
So let me ask you this: so what you trying to accomplish? I know Afi had something similar. I mean, not similar, but he was just coaching a guy prior to this, man. What do you take from this, Afi? Like, so we can. And 216, I see you on the line, man. Please be patient. Appreciate your patience. Go ahead, man.
I don't know, bro. I think that you just gotta learn to hold your horses, bro. That's what I think you need to learn how to do. You want things to happen.
Talking?
I think you're on mute, Fee. Can you?
Oh shit! No, I'm not on mute.
You can't hear him?
Y'all can't hear me,
caller?
No, I can't hear him.
Oh shit!
You hear me?
He can't hear you. I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. But can you hear the caller? You can hear the caller as well, right?
Yep. You can't hear me, dude.
Oh man.
Fuck. Well, you gotta just go ahead and take it then, bro.
Well, basically, in a nutshell, man, you know what Afi was alluding to. You know, he says you just got to hold your horses. Now, for me, it seems like, you know what I mean, you like the one that you like, you feel insecure about, and the one that you kind of don't like, you feel more comfortable in. And this is why it's so important,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you're a younger guy, but you know, for me, when I get into relationships where I find myself caring about somebody way too much, I kind of put myself in a position where I'm not in a position like you, very vulnerable and shit like that. Because again, you know, when you care about someone to that degree, we all have them, we can't seem to control ourselves and put ourselves in the best position. And women feel that, man. Women feel like, you know, when you like them too much, or when they have you right where they want you. And the only way to kind of heal that or kind of combat that is just time. And I think Afi was alluding to that. He said to hold your horses. Time heals, time reveals, and all that shit. And sometimes you're either going to have to lose this one or develop a new, tougher, thicker skin with her. But the problem with that is that she's going to feel that you're changing. And it might be a big spiral, bro.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. Like, and I know like the man's in charge of the relationship, and I haven't been the best either. And really, I've just been in the whole.
You can hear me, right?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Having sex, I haven't really.
Just tell him to hold on real quick.
Hold on for 1 second. Afi wants to say something. That's weird. Why you can't hear Afi? Yeah.
Just know this is no bullshit aside. No funny shit. No trolling. Take a step back, bro. You're not even. I put it like this. I can feel your emotion and I can feel it, bro. So it's like I can only imagine what kind of energy you give in the bitch. You know what I'm saying? When you with her, when you talk, you need to take a step back, bro. Because your shit, whatever we tell you, your emotions is too raw. They're not intact. So we can tell you all of this shit, but then she'll do some shit. It'll just throw it right off because you're not game tight right now, bro. You're not. You kind of like mixed. I don't know. Then the game, you ain't ready for the game yet, bro. You got to heal a little bit and peel the fuck back.
Yeah, basically what he's saying. And again, I don't know why you can't hear him. You might be able to hear him on YouTube if you're watching simultaneously. But basically, in a nutshell, Afi's saying that he feels their emotions.
Put your phone up. That's what you.
Yeah, put your phone up. Yeah, because Afi's basically saying that he can sense your emotions on the phone, and you're not game tight in a sense where you're not centered. So you have to take a step back and kind of heal yourself and kind of put yourself in perspective and understand that you're being emotional and she's realizing it. And it's only hurting you. You know what I'm saying?
1950.
Right. Yeah.
Where's Annie, man?
What's up? You hear what's going on now? You heard what he said? Let's see what 1950 got to say about it. What's the summary of it? King Dre, come up, bro. RPC, come up.
Let me go to another call. Hold on. I appreciate you, Jace. Let me see.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, peace.
Yeah, bro. You just
216, man.
Oh,
I apologize, man. Nah, sorry, man. I'm new to this shit. 216, what's good, man? You live, man, with Mr. 1950 and Afi Kingdom.
What's going on, brothers? It's the big brother, LDA, calling all the way from the cold Cleveland. Still ice cold.
What's happening with you, bro?
Himalayas.
What's good with you, LDA? Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year. I just want to make sure I show some love to you guys because you guys are live. You're doing something new. So shout out to good brothers Alpha Villians,
appreciate you, man.
Alpha Kingdom, and 1950.
What's up, my
keep
guy?
Keep it spiritual, keep it player.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you. You got the link already, big bro. So just
try to drop some love on you guys.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. And the link is in the chat too if you need it, LDA. But man, we appreciate you coming through.
Salute, Reese Brett for the super chat. He says, I can only toss 5 since I'm recovering from Christmas and these kids.
Yeah.
That's
so
all good, brother.
Yeah, man. Peace to Mr. 1952, man. I was
respect my bro.
Man. The energy is necessary, man. You found the lane, my nigga. So let's go. Keep going.
Yeah, I appreciate you, fam.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, man. Hey, what I feel like, man, is hey man, like, just out of respect, man, respectfully. You know what I mean? Like they review everybody, man. You should be okay with being reviewed, man.
Right, that's what I thought. Yes.
Motherfuckers can review me, man. It's all good, man. It's all critique. And if you stoic like you say, then you shouldn't be emotional, man. Don't be. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie. I want to see if it's some clapbacks. I ain't gonna lie.
It's in the works. I already know it's in the works.
I'm sure, dog. I mean, I'm sure. But my whole thing is like I said, I'm like 50 Cent, man. You remember the mad rapper when that motherfucker just came out just talking about every motherfucker.
Right.
Look, my whole thing is there's no disrespect. But if you think everybody fuck with you, you got the game fucked up.
Right. That's
everybody don't fuck with 50. Everybody ain't, you know what I mean? It's all good. Right. You don't like me, it's all good. But don't be mad because a motherfucker is telling you what it is. And most of the time you see the videos, like Corey Wayne today.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
It's a wild boy out here, nigga. This nigga's wild. Come on, my nigga, man.
Let's go. Trav Terrell, what's up, man? How you?
What it do? Nice to see y'all. Been a little minute, you know what I'm saying? So we've been all, looking like the fucking Brady Bunch of game, you know what I'm saying? Got all us here, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'll just say from what I heard, right? Like, honestly, bruh, like the biggest problem with everything, and we've all done it to a certain extent. So I ain't gonna say this, you know what I'm saying, to come down, but if you let pussy sway you, bruh, it ain't a good look. Like, and women can feel that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they won't mess with you because they can tell you're not swayed. So that's also a good thing though too. But it's like, bruh, like for example, like how she came back around and then, I just came to get this. Like that wasn't just to get this. You know what I mean? That was like a just indirect way to get back and see what's going on.
Right.
Even with
take his temperature. Right.
When women do indirect shit like that and you don't pick up on that, they kind of know like, oh, he didn't catch what I did right there, like subconsciously. And like, you really have to, when you deal with women, you're like a parent. So if you're not fucking dealing with that shit accordingly and they can do things to sway you and move you and they can sense it subconsciously or consciously, it starts to create a bad situation because now they'll get away with shit. You know what I'm saying? Afi's been said this. It's true. You give a chick an inch, she'll take a mile. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But that don't mean you got to be like, drill sergeant with it. You know what I mean? But you have to monitor the situation. You know what I mean? You can't, if you ain't getting what you want, you have to move on, bro. Like, period. You can't get too locked in, especially with the ones you like. You bend the rules for the ones you like. Nah, you got to stay on the square for the ones you like too.
Oh, that's very important. Now, let me ask you guys this. So I'm sure a lot of people will be able to, that's very important what you just said. Even with the ones that you like, even if your main, right, your wifey, whatever, there still has to be some consistency in your behavior and how you handle them. Now, there's different perks that your wifey or your main get, but I think it's very important, man. Like, how do men, and I guess let me ask you guys this, how do men keep that consistency without making the wife feel any less than important than what she is? Does that make sense? Like, you know what I mean? If she's your main, how do you make her feel that way while remaining consistent the way you're supposed to treat a woman? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think you got to be this way all the time from start to finish, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you even by introducing yourself, you know what I mean? I'm aggressive than a motherfucker. So, everything I do around her is going to be pretty aggressive, and even in the conversation is being told to her. You know what I mean? So correction is going to be normal for her. She's not going to feel less than because she understands. Okay, this is who he is. This is what I love about him. You know what I mean? She needs to know that this is the part that that she was really attracted to. You know what I mean? If you introduce it later on, she don't know that person. So if you don't meet her at the front fucking door with the real you, then right, you setting yourself up in the future. She's gonna be like, man, I'm not used to this. Why are you talking to me? So when a woman say, why are you talking to me like this? Obviously you're doing something that she's not used to. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be like in their mind, like, what do you think he is? You know what I'm saying? Like,
who you talking to?
You know what
Bitch, I'm talking to you.
Bitch, I'm talking
I just took down my first white girl at 36 the other day.
There you go.
And she was like,
snowflake.
And I just don't like them like that. But I just did it just because it was easy.
For the culture.
She was high maintenance.
Right.
I could deal with her, but like, for example, it's just like, we're coming over. Yeah, your weed pen don't work. I'm like, haven't you said you haven't smoked a weed pen in 4 years though? I just use the shit. It fucking works. Then she tries to like throw it at me. No, it's empty. What is this? Why as I show her though, I'm laughing and making her laugh. And then I go hit it like this. And then she hits and goes, I'm like, yeah, like chill out with that shit. But she laughs while I'm telling her the shit off top. But already I'm turned off. I'm like, man, fuck all this. It's gonna be a one and done for me. Because I don't want to deal with that.
She ain't hit you up after?
No, I don't want to hit her up after.
Yeah, I don't
know
really like women that speak in absolute. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like, no, the weed pen is not working. Like, don't tell me that. Like, I need for you to tell me in a way. You know what I mean? I need you to ask a question.
Like,
say, is this weed pen not working? You get what I'm saying? It's the way you communicated with me, but don't just tell me
Watch
something.
Your fucking tone.
You know what I mean? I don't get down like that, man. Hey, yo,
either, bro.
And I told her I deal with other chicks. I do this, I do that. I kind of told her shit to purposely not want her to come back around because I was like, I'm not dealing with this shit. I'm just doing this because it's easy. But it's like, I'm not dealing with that. We're gonna run on my show. Now I could try to charm, I could do all that, but I was like, man, fuck all that. Like you could go. Like I'm gonna get what I want, and you could go. Like
you know what's crazy too?
I'll charm them. I don't.
Hey, Glenn, I sent you the link, bro. Glenn, I sent you the link already. I don't know.
But you know what's dope too. What's crazy too. And we're kind of alluding to what 50 was saying too. It's like you got to be from start to finish. You got to be that dude from start to finish. And I think it kind of translates into YouTube as well. There's a lot of people that are a certain way, then they're really not a certain way. And that's when the messages get misconstrued and miscommunications and shit like that. So I think part of being a man is really just trying to figure out who you want to be and being that person. And then that way you'll know if people fuck with you or not. If a woman's attracted to that aggressiveness, she's either going to be or not be. Just like you said, Trav, earlier and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know you're not fazed by pussy, sometimes you'll lose a lot of bitches like that. But at the end of the day, you saving your time. Yeah. So if I'm aggressive and shit, I'm coming out the gate swinging and shit. Oh, AV, he's kind of like that and shit. And niggas that fuck with me will, women that fuck with me won't. So it's very important, but with that transparency, the problem is a lot of guys are listening and they're so confused. They're listening to women, they're listening to guys. They don't know who they want to be. And I think that's important. I know Miles does the whole masculine identity network and all that shit. So I think it's very important for us to figure out who we want to be, just be that person and then perfect that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, Iceberg, this is the Rocky belt, bro. This is the Rocky Force.
Glen Lawrence.
Yeah. What's up, man?
And it's like when you get to a certain point, like you can do repeatable things and it always works. So if you do repeatable things and it don't work with a certain chick, it could either be, hey, you got to do something different with her, or that's not one that's for you. Either or. And you can make that discernment. But what happens is cats don't have enough experience or they don't have abundance and they'll take stuff from certain women because they don't want to lose that woman. Sometimes it's better to lose some women and just get another one. A lot of times it's better than that. Find an organic fit. You know what I mean? Don't try to force it and don't deal with something you don't want to deal with. If you're not getting what the cooperation you want, find another one that will.
Sure.
Yeah. Hey, Glenn, real quick, how much weight you lose, bro? You look like a different person. How much weight you lose, bro?
I'm down like 15 right now. 15.
Yeah, and he shaved the beard too, so yeah.
Yeah, you look way slim.
I had a roll that I had to do a little sexiness on. I had a little sexy roll. I had to come on up. So I had to drop.
You had to expose the jawline and all of that.
Yeah, I had to get rid of the beard. I had to show him that I had a square jaw. Like I had the alpha jawline. Like
You look skinny.
Right, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But don't worry, actually, I'm putting on size again, though. I got to put my size back on. I don't like this skinny stuff thing. It's not working for me. But like back to what Trav was saying, like like for real though, like too many guys are trying to force fit like a circle in a square. Okay, like if your girl doesn't move the same way that you move, why are you trying to force her into your spot? Like, see, like submission. Everybody, here's the thing: people get so caught up on submission, they don't understand what submission really means. Submission is a female's deference to male authority, not your forcing her to fall into your authority. Okay, it's her choice. It's she's choosing. You know what? I want to do what he says. I want to live under his guidelines. It's a choice. Like guys come up with this whole like, they got to come and approach us like, yeah, I'm alpha as shit. Like, hey, you bitch, what's your name? You know what I'm saying? Go make me some chicken. Like they come at this like so over masculine and machismo that they don't realize that like true submission is a willingness and a choice. And as soon as you come out of pocket, you lose that opportunity to have that spot. Sure. And guys don't understand there's a difference between being in control and controlling men. Like when you're in control of yourself and what you do and who you allow in your life. Controlling is trying to impose your will on somebody else. See, I'm not a controlling person. I'm just in control. See, I'm in control of what I will allow. And if you're stepping out of pocket, guess what? I will allow you to exit.
All right, exit that way.
Yeah.
We got K Zag in the house too, man, and Nelly now. I think 50 dropped off.
Where K Zagging at?
Oh, is that 50? Manhood is a skill set.
Yeah, that's 50.
That's 50. Okay, cool. Nelly, Nell, what's good with you?
What's going on with y'all fellas, man? I'm
Happy
just
New
tapping
Year,
in.
man. Chiming in. Yeah, man. It's been a minute. What's good?
Man, just New Year, just handling my day to day. I was chopping it up earlier with Afi and Trav.
Nice.
Afi sent the invite, so I gotta
Pulled
come
up.
show love.
But what I like what Glenn said too was very important. That delicate balance and shit. You got to be that meathead dude, the dude that's demanding shit. You you're overly masculine, and there's really no balance to you. And then that's the thing too, because now you look like a gimmick. Now you look like you're trying too hard. And then sometimes too, when men get too aggressive, from what I gather, unless the woman wants it, especially initially, women tend to get more masculine as well as a defense mechanism. So if you overly masculine shit, she's gonna turn to her masculine, whatever she learned, and then now it's gonna be a conflict. Now you guys are gonna repel each other. That's why it's so important, man, that you have to kind of just figure out again who you want to be and just be that dude. Because Glenn said something very important. He said, leadership and all that is not necessarily by force, right? Everybody has a choice, but I think the most powerful thing is influence. If you can influence people and influence your partner and show her, or kind of expose her to what your program is, I think it's something that they will willingly oblige by. But if you got to force somebody to do some shit, why would you want it? It's kind of like when a woman does something wrong, you got to tell her what she did wrong so she can apologize to you. We don't want to do that. We just want to make sure the bitch knows. You know what I'm saying? Like, because then I don't want the apology at that point.
It's crazy because it's like this. Like, look, if you have power and let's say you have money, right? You could buy your way. You could buy soldiers.
Then you look smashing, bro.
Well, look, I'm just sorry. I'm bringing my sexy back. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have power and you have like resources, right, and you have money, then you could buy soldiers. I mean, that's what what makes the Taliban so crazy, right? What makes these radicals so crazy is that people do it because they're influenced. They ain't getting. They're thinking that they're gonna get all these virgins and shit. Like they're like, man, you gotta pay me. I believe for the virgin. I'm doing it for the V. And it's like that's what they think it's about. And it's like, man, so influence actually has more, genuine and true, desire and force to control people or get people to do what you want. Just by influence. You could pay for mercenaries, but those true soldiers that die, just because they love the country, that's different. Because those mercenaries, those people that you pay, they'll eventually dip out.
So let me ask you this then. So those are all facts, but for guys who are usually tuning into these types of shows, how do we influence women? Some people say game, some people say you got to be a high value man. What's the biggest way that we can influence a woman, or at least make a woman not be so resistant to what we're trying to achieve? You know what I'm saying? Like, again, we can talk about the shit, the social media, all the shit, hypergamy, all that shit. But in layman's terms, guys, what can we tell these guys, man, how to influence a woman without having to force her to do something?
Well, you let her come to the conclusion herself. You leave the breadcrumbs, You don't like. Do you want to be like Andrew Tate and be like, this is my new Bugatti right here. This is my Bugatti right here. Or do you want her to come to the realization like, oh shit, is this your Bugatti? Oh yeah, I got one of those. Like, let her come to that realization that, oh shit, this guy's different. Like, he moves different. Damn, man, I want shit running like that. I want him to show me how he's doing these things. I want to be under this type of leadership. Because you want her to come to, if you try to force her to like come to the realization, then you're wasting your time. You're trying too hard. But if you're just living your life and you're doing it your way, and she's going to contrast the way you move and the way other guys move. And when she sees that, she's going to be like, well, wait, this guy moves differently. I like the way he moves. You know, let her come to the realization that she wants you, then you trying to convince her that she wants you.
I think that's a great strategy if you've kind of vetted and narrowed down your rotation and you kind of think that this is something that you want to take a step further. But prior to that, like, you know what I mean? Because we live in such an era where everything is so quick. You're either swiping right or you're left, or you only have about 15 seconds to approach a broad and get her attention, shit like that. So I think it's very important before we put the cart before the horse and let the girl discover some of the things that the way we move as opposed to disclosing it. What can we tell these guys on how? And I think Afi may be able to lead into this. Shout out to Mark Daniels as well, man. Good morning to you, my bro.
What's up?
What can we? It's kicking, bro.
Yeah, what can we do to influence women and shit to kind of put them in a position where we can actually choose on them and shit and make sure that we want to vet them?
I say like with me, like pretty much just laying it down of how you are as a man, how you carry yourself from the rip. Like soon as you know what I mean, you talk to a woman or if a woman choosing up on you, you just let her know how you are as a man, how you carry yourself, what your expectations are, and just allow her to see if the key fit or not. And if the key don't fit, you keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to what the other two gentlemen said earlier. Why try to force? Like it shouldn't be forced. Nothing should be forced. You know what I'm saying? She either for you or she not for you. If she's not for you, let her move along. There's no shortage of women in this world. You know what I mean?
Check this shit out. Oh shit, I got the thing all over.
Yeah, you might have to take off the overlay.
Hey, look, this Mr. Man in Action. Check your phone. I'm gonna link you. This is what I want to know. And this is for everybody. We're going to start with Mark and pass it around because this is a wrench in the game. Now, we all know about telling a woman about the program, sitting them down, having integrity and all of that shit, right? But we also know that cats that got real boss game, sometimes that shit don't matter, bro. And sometimes she want to break the rules. Sometimes y'all might have it to where she the side piece, and then she might catch feelings. If your game tight, your charisma tight, and the sex game tight, she naturally sometimes wants another position, regardless of how you framed it. So, Mark, let's start with you.
Well, I know this. I know women will tell you they want to communicate. We just need to communicate. But if you try to communicate directly with a woman, most of the times it goes right over her head.
Right.
You're better off to communicate covertly in a way. That's not, how do I say it? By your actions, because she's going to pick up more from you by your actions than by you saying, well, this is the way I want it, like this, and this. It's okay to say that, but if you got to bring it up every time she supposedly breaks one of your rules or steps over a boundary, that you don't bring it up, you just withdraw your attention or you back off. You have to do something action-wise for her to pick up on that isn't going the way that you want it. I mean, it's okay to lay it out there, but chances of her being able to follow your agenda are pretty well slim to none.
That's a fact.
By you communicating it verbally.
Yeah, like I don't say the program. I just do what I do, and either they roll with it or they don't.
That's
and I can
right there.
tell by how they roll. Like, and that's the thing. Like, maybe because guys haven't had a lot of women choose and roll. But once you've gotten to a point where you've had a lot of women choose and roll with how you are, that doesn't mean everyone's going to do that. You know what I'm saying? When I first met Afi was like, bro, you be trying to have like flawless victories. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I do sometimes. But now I don't give a fuck. If you don't, because I've had so much success. If I don't have success with one, it could be we're not a fit, or I could have success if I adjust myself a little bit. I'm kind of at a point now, I don't want to adjust myself for somebody, even if I could. It's like, yeah, like maybe if I wanted, I'm not a big rotation guy. I don't really care about that. So don't come to me asking me for rotations. I can do that, but I don't care. I get tired of them real quick. But my thing is if you just don't fit with what I want, I'm willing to take a loss because I'll get another one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like what we're talking about because what Mark said was important also. Women think differently, especially with all the things that they're distracted with. And I think what Trav and Mark are saying is ultimately meaning basically be the proof, man. Be the program. Don't talk about your program. Be the program. If you read books, you read Alpha Kingdom's books, you read other people's books, use the talking points, use the jargon, the glossary terms, whatever you use it as a point of reference, but don't tell your girl you're hypergamous. Don't tell her, you know what I mean? Like, because now you look goofy. Now you look like a caricature, right? And this is why sometimes the manosphere, YouTube, Red Pill, it's kind of taking a, like it's just all over the place. And then now, because we're having a conversation on YouTube now, we may get lumped into some things that we don't necessarily agree with, and we lose sight of the mission of helping people and helping men, rather. So at the end of the day, if you are who you say you are, and you're very consistent, whether you like her or not, whether the sex is great or not, you still have to be consistent. So if she's your main girl, you still got to be that dude. If she's a side piece, she's got to be that dude. Even with business partners and colleagues, we got to be consistent, man. So that way there's really no chinks in your armor, and people can't really at least challenge on who you portraying to be.
Let me throw this one out there, AV. Here's an example. Let's say you're going out with a girl and she likes you and she comes up with this. Well, what are we? And you say, well, what do you mean by that? Right. Well, she's wanting you to be her steady. Instead of coming out and saying, well, look, I like having a lot of different girls. I don't like being monogamous. My suggestion would be to say something like, I'm not very good at being monogamous, but we can still keep going out. You can't sit down and talk to her and say, well, I like to have other women. Maybe there's some you can, but if you do that, that's liable to put water on the fire right there. But you can tell her in another way, like, well, I'm not very good at being, I'll be your boyfriend or steady boyfriend, but I'm not very good at being monogamous. I mean, it's just better to say it that way and to come out and start explaining to her, well, I want to have this, what's it called? Poly, whatever the kind of relationship it is.
Let me touch on that too. Let me touch on that because I got a chapter in, I think it's sexual dominance about this shit. Shout out to Black Life for the super chat. He says, salute Afi and all the brethren on the panel. Peace. That's the day one, less than 100 subs. Good to see you, my bro. See, just like them, I'll never see his ass in my comments, but I do a live, I see his ass. But look,
yeah, they don't want it rubbed in their face. They don't want it.
See, look, this the cold part about it though, bro, is so in the chapter I talk about this is basically like, if you a man and you want other women, the best way to obtain that is find somebody that's with that, correct? That's the obvious answer. But my theory is a little different, because what I know is when you are a dude and you dealing with a girl and y'all have like poly shit going on, you get a certain version of that girl, bro. You don't get the one-on-one version of her that you could get. And that's why dudes be cheating, because it's like, yeah, you could, it's gonna make a woman be abrasive and hold back a little bit, certain shit, and then she in competition with it. That takes away from the one-on-one shit you would have if she thought that was your girl. You know what I'm saying? Rather than you can fuck her good and she can, like, yeah, she may not be like, oh yes, I love that he had other women. She may not like it, she may deal with it, but that's a different version of the woman that you got if that woman thought that you were with her.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question for the panel. Here's a question. And this is something I've been working on as a podcast topic. So, we tell guys that, like, they need to get notches. They need to get their notch count up, right? And they need to have, you have experience. The only way they could get experience is going out there and, doing the thing. But we also tell women that, like, if you have a high body count, you're not marriage material. You're not worthy to settle down. How do we fix this issue? Because we're telling guys, like, who are these guys supposed to get this high body count with? Who are these guys supposed to get this experience with? Are they supposed to get experience with a specific type of woman? Or are we telling them, like, all women? And if we do that, then why are we getting mad at women with their body count is increasing when it's these guys that we're also telling to go out there and get experience? They have to use the women. They have to get with the women in order to get the experience.
I don't. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I think at some point. I think at some point, dudes have to get over that stage of worrying about how much is a broad's body count. Because at the end of the day, I'm 37 years old. I got bodies too. So at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's about how a woman treats you when she's around you. Like, the body shouldn't matter when you get to a certain part of the game. You know what I mean? It shouldn't even matter no more. So who gives a fuck? Like,
see,
it don't matter. I don't think that I want to have 5,000 though. Like, it don't matter.
I agree and disagree though. I think I agree and disagree.
I don't want no chick that didn't been in the 100 gangbang if she treat me good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But let's be real though. What woman's gonna?
If she got like 20 or something, I can sleep at night. But if she didn't got been in sex clubs and got.
There is a number. She didn't say there's a number.
But what I'm saying is, let's be real. What chick is gonna really tell you the actual number of men that they slept with? None.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So
that's why I don't care. Like,
yeah. So for me, if you're in the game, you know how a woman moves, right? So if you know how a woman moves, you know her mentality of her life. Look, at the end of the day, there's no way to prove what type of bodies this woman got on her, because if she thinks you care about it, she's going to lowball you, right? So if you don't give a fuck about it, normally she's honest and open and to tell you some of the things she's been through, because she knows you're mature enough to handle it. Now, I don't want no woman on Pornhub, right? If I plan on having kids with this woman, your image matters to me. How you move matters to me, right? Yeah. But it's not about bodies for me. It's about what your mentality was, though. Mm-hmm. So you can have a whole mentality, and I'm not gonna fuck with you. But if you're a woman who was really trying to find love, because women live in chaos, we balance the chaos out with our logic. So if they're moving in chaos, then women are going to follow weak men. Men are going to lie to them. Men are going to deceive them. And women are searching for what? They're searching for love. They're searching to feel good. Any man that makes them feel good. So at the end of the day, we can't be mad at this woman for trying to experience something that she's designed to do. She's designed to please a man. And we forget that. And then when we get with him, we think, oh, okay, she's supposed to say no all the time. Well, if you think she said no, she's going to make you feel like she said no. But I know that same woman that you went, oh, yeah, me and the homeboys done ran one on her or something. That we know women experience these things. We just got to be mature enough in order to handle them. And then the image, protect the image of her, the image of the woman, how she carries herself, how she moves, you know, what her friends look like. You know what I mean? Even to the point of you running into her ex, like, oh, okay, this is what you dealt with? So at the end of the day, you got to know most women that are mature enough to understand, they understand what men want, and they know, I'll lie to this man to keep the body count low so they're going to finesse you. But if you move like a man, I don't even ask this question. What I do is I start asking her things about what does she want in life? What are you aspiring to be, right? And if you're inspired to do something I don't want, then I move on anyway. You know what I mean?
See, you ever have a woman ask you your body count?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I do, and I tell them I'm loved by many.
I said I'm off count. Honestly,
don't you think?
I'm loved by many. I don't even remember.
I can't even give them a real number.
Don't you think you can tell if you're got? I mean, to me, I can tell how many, not exact number, but you can tell if a woman's had a lot of men or have had a few men, because they act different. They act different in the bedroom. They act different out in public. They do different things.
Even the way women respond to shit, I can tell how she responds to certain circumstances if she been with a lot of dudes, because a lot of, you feel me? To me, it's like, okay, she hasn't reached that part yet in a relationship.
Yeah, I can't give you a number, but I can tell they've got a lot of experience.
The girl that I went out with
it's also
recently,
the attention grasp. It's also the attention grab that they try to do too. Like if they with you, right, and you know what I'm saying, like they're not going to try to put themselves out as much as an attention whore. You know what I'm saying? If they're you just look at the way they move. If they're constant, if they're very promiscuous, if they like that attention, if they like to, they're always like looking for that next dick. You'll see by how they present themselves and how they move in social media or in public. Because like if you are her alpha, if you're the dude that dicked her down so good that she's never been dicked down right like this before, she will change the way she operates in public just to deter people from, trying to get at her. Because she doesn't want nobody to come up and try to risk you getting mad and dismissing her.
Yeah, see.
Right, and go ahead, Trav. Go ahead.
See, like, if I was a dude that at a young age was trying to be a player, I'd probably think different. But I was like the Boy Scout one woman man when I was younger. Women turned me out to how they really are. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't ask for it. It's just when women like you, they expose a side to you. So when I got exposed to how they really move, I was turned off because I didn't really want to do that. I'm probably a little unrealistic, but I'd be thinking like, for me, it's just because maybe it's more than the body count. It's like the decisions of who they fuck with. And then it's like, I don't want to be the cleanup guy. It's like, bro, you fuck with all these dumbasses and been on all these whims, and now you want to clean up with me. I don't even doubt that they like me the most or that they wouldn't fuck with me and hold me down. But it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like with most women, it's like, I'm not going to be the provider protector role for somebody who I feel like is sillier than me. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? You got to come correct. Why am I going, if I can get all these different women, why am I going to settle down with these certain women that made these fucking mistakes? That's just how I look at it.
I think it boils down to just having standards, man. We keep talking about these same things, standards being who you are, saying who you are.
Coach
And
Justin.
and what 50 said was important too, and what you guys are all alluding to, basically, and what Mark said too, like you can kind of tell if she's experienced the way she moves, but what Trav just said, if she really likes you, she's really into you, she's gonna curb those instincts. She's gonna behave accordingly. This is why we always say we don't give a fuck what she did when she's not with us. When she's with us, she behaves accordingly. Now, granted, that can be an act as well, but time reveals. This is why when we talk about vetting and making her your main, you got to take some time to really vet her and see her consistency, because we all know that women get tired of keeping their mask on. But
I ain't seen too many hoes that can cook, man. That's a test right there, man. I'm gonna say they too much in the club. They out there hanging.
Yeah,
man.
they can order a meal, but they can't cook one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, man, you know that's the test. So when you have all those tests and they're willing to perform for you, that's a testament to see whether they like you or not. Now we all get women and shit like that, but it's all about how consistent they are and how they're consistent and what they want to do to please us. It's not just sexually. They're a reflection of us, man. So when we walk in, you're acting accordingly. You know what I mean? You're dressing accordingly, what I like, but you're behaving a certain way. A lot of women, they want their attention and shit. So as soon as you go to the bathroom and shit, she's flirting with the bartender. You come back, you're like, damn. So at the end of the day, man, it's really about just figuring out what you want, who you are, and then who you want next to you, man. Then you just pay attention from there.
Press 1 in the chat if y'all want to hack on these chicks. Press 1 if you want it. What's going on, Mr. Justin? You can come up if you want to. Let me know.
Well, do you guys think it's easier? Let's say a woman's got a high body count. And one of the reasons guys don't want to be with a woman that's got a high body count because it's easier for her just to jump to another guy in comparison to a girl who's never been with anybody. I've had both. I find that a virgin or a woman that's only had one or two guys, they're more likely to stay and work something out or not to jump to another guy, as to where a girl that's been with a lot of guys, she's ready to jump on another man. That's
I don't know. I don't see it that way. Only reason I don't see it that way is because I've dealt with both too. So a lot of times, see, women, see, it's not the sexual experience that's actually the woman falls in love. She falls in love with the man who gives her orgasms. If you can fuck a woman's mind, so like I talked about this gentleman earlier on my channel. He was very boring. He wasn't charismatic. He wasn't the guy, right? Yeah. And see, when you move like the guy, even the woman that has been with one man for 25 years or 20 years, or if she feels that connection to him, like, oh, this is what I wanted. Like, this is what I've always imagined my life, and he makes me feel good. That is a value to a woman. See, because women hate themselves. They put makeup on, they fucking wear these heels, they want to be taller. They fucking absolutely hate themselves. They're insecure. They fucking wear all type of shit to make them smaller. I mean, they cannot present themselves as themselves to the world. They absolutely hate themselves. So if you got a man to make you feel good, and make her feel like she can move the way she needs to move in her own life, bro. I'm telling you, this woman will move just like a hoe would. It does not matter. It's all about what that woman is feeling. You know what I mean?
I don't even think if a chick has a high body count, that she'll just run off like that. Like, yeah, that might be on the statistical level, but women with high body counts still haven't found a lot of men that tap this. You know what I'm saying? And that's the ultimate. Like, a woman if she finds a guy that really taps this, she'll take a guy that's not as good as other guys in the bedroom if she had a high body count. All right, I can get dick, but I can't find a guy that really turns me on up here. You know what I'm saying? And I've had that happen a lot. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't really care about that. Like I said, I'm the wrong person to listen to. I just get turned off real quick to some of these stories I hear about. Like, why are you fucking with that dumbass? What was your decision on that? Like, I get turned off on the mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's kind of like we're talking about high body counts, and this is where the pair bonding thing comes into play. Whether it's real or not. But I think that even though whether it's real or not, that's one thing. But I think we put too much emphasis on whether a woman's gonna leave us or not. Guys, we get bored too. I get bored of bitches real fast and shit. So at the end of the day, we need to start positioning ourselves and reminding ourselves and stop focusing on whether the woman can pair bond and figure out whether you want to bond with her in the first place. Because at the end of the day, man, you know, we keep focusing on, oh my God, they're going to leave. They had a high body count. Glenn just created something, opened up some dialogue about we want guys to have experience, but we don't want to have women with high body counts. So it's like we're stagnant at this point. So at the end of the day, if she has a high body count, you could kind of tell, but she checks off on a lot of other things that's going to be on your program, and she's willing to learn. We all have a past. That's the mature way of looking at shit, bro. Because at the end of the day, man, we're all getting older. The chances of you not liking a woman who has a kid is slim to none as you get older. So there's a lot of guys who don't have microphones, who are not on YouTube, who don't have those binary black and white way of living, because they live in a gray world. Like, I mean, they trying to make the best of what they can. So when we don't provide any context for the things that we're saying, it's difficult for them. And I think this is why guys are still very confused. They're ashamed and they're embarrassed to say that they like this woman because we may clown them, or they may, you know what I mean? So it's very important, man, that at the end of the day, get the woman that wants to be with you, get the woman that's willing to be on your program based on the things that you want to see. And then at that point, you reward her and you make her feel proud to be submissive to you, because women want to be submissive, because being submissive is easy. It's just that there's not enough dudes to be submissive to.
Right, I agree.
Well, see, like, women have an internal battle. They have an internal battle. And for those that don't know, like, I have a degree in religion, and I came across some shit, man, that was hilarious. So, you know, you guys know the part like where Adam and Eve, and Mark, you've heard this many times before. You know, like when Adam and Eve getting kicked out of like the Garden of Eden, right? And God's like rendering like his punishment on them. You know, he tells Eve in Genesis 3:16, like, you know, you're going to experience pain in your childbirth, and your desire will be to control your husband, but he will rule over you. And it's like, so they have this internal like battle where they want to be submissive, but at the same time, they want to have the power. And it's like, you have to constantly program the situation to where that they are stay in that submissive, you know, state of mind and not want to grasp for that power. You know, like it's a balance you have to do. It's like a fine, it's like walking a tightrope, you know, because if you give him a room to where they're like, you know what, I want the power now. Like, you dropping the ball in an area where they see your shortcoming in an area, like you're just not measuring up as you say you're going to measure up to this status. Now you're giving them reason to want to stop being submissive and take control.
Hey, let me drop a bomb real quick. For one, let me get your question. You wanted to know about the hack. One of the hacks that you need to know with women, dealing with women, this is a hack, so take it and run with it. You got to like be able to judge a woman how she reacts when you don't give her what you want. You need to know that early.
Yeah.
You need to know that early, because you're gonna have this long ass fucking honeymoon and shit, and then when some shit go down, it's gonna hit the fan, and then you're gonna be thinking, oh, how could you? You ain't never tested it, bro. So that's your fault. So that's the first thing. The second thing is about this comment right here. Iceberg. He says they're insecure because she's more likely been dicked down so good, and they're insecure at the fact that they can't measure because they know their shit in bed. Let me give you the science of this. Yeah, let me give y'all the science of this in case y'all don't know. So the real reason, and some cats may not even have put these dots together, so I'm doing y'all justice, because y'all do shit and y'all know why y'all do it. Let me tell y'all why. The reason why your niggas got problems with the women with the high body count is not from the pair bonding and shit like that. It's because majority of guys don't have charisma, game, discernment, and confidence, right? Mm-hmm. So the number 5 thing is they usually get their form of submission from a woman from the sex part. See? But when
that's the easiest part.
Right, but when you're dealing with a promiscuous women, you look at it like, well, bam, I can't even use my number 1 thing for submission, so that's why she's no good. Because I can't rule her off the sex. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's sexed out, and that's the real reason why you cats got problems with the women with the high body count. And because it don't matter unless you're trying to search for a wife. Like, if you got a chick in your rotation and she fuck with it, don't matter really, but unless that's your girl or your big mama.
And you got to make a woman submit from day one. I don't think people really, again, you look, if we go, even if we going out, if we meeting up, like I'm gonna hit you up and say, hey, I need some Altoids. I need you to stop by the store. I need you to grab me a blue Gatorade and some Altoids. And you pick that up, and then when you get here, I'm gonna thank you for it. You know what I mean? So you got to give them instructions off top. If she don't even want to do that, that ain't the one that's supposed to be in your space. You know what I mean? Like you have to understand her job is to please. Like when did we start glorifying the help? We women are helpmates, and we pedestalize them as if like this is a goal to succeed. The real goal to succeed is to increase your legacy. See, men lose focus of a lot of things, and if you don't want to have a legacy, then what do you want as a man? Then you're no different than a woman, and you don't need kids to have legacy. You need to understand your brand as a man matters to the entire planet. And when men take that for granted, they're bitching up, they're doing funny shit with women, like that shit is setting us back. Like if you look at a lot of TV shows, this shit is programmed for us to be set back. Like every single bit of television is programmed to empower women. And if you're saying that you have to empower women, that means you're saying we're oppressing them. No, we're not oppressing them. They will never catch up. We're in charge for a reason, and nobody wants to say it. So we continue to have weak men in the ecosystem. We need to purge these weak men. Like we gotta stop allowing weak men to have a voice. They have voices, men. And the problem is that we're speaking the truth on this panel. We will have a 24-year-old man that believes woman is God. Yeah. And because of that, they're going to have kids and teach their kids to make sure she's the queen. The queen has to do X, Y, and Z. And now we have a pattern of behavior that fucks the ecosystem up. That's just my 2 cents.
No, I think that's right.
Some of the body count comes too, though, in some situations because these dudes are weak. You know what I'm saying? They fucked with 5 dudes in a row that didn't know what they were doing, weren't handling, and all. They tried it out. They should have saw it earlier, but they fucked 5 dudes in a row. It wasn't because they're necessarily hoes sometimes, just it was 5 weak dudes, but they should have vetted them out better. You know what I'm saying? So that be happening too. It's not always that, they're just hella promiscuous. It's just it's more the mindset and the decision making. I'm probably a little too critical.
You might be attracted to certain niggas too.
Yeah, I'll be looking and I'm like, bro, I could look at the dude right away and be like, you really thought that nigga was something?
Hey, I must get up out of here.
Yeah.
I must get up out of here, man. But I want to say something real quick. Real quick before I get up out of here. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, Alfie and AV, and then y'all. Appreciate y'all. But look, let me say this really quick, man. I need for men to really understand that we must unify. We must align with some type of standard. And the standard needs to be something that we can teach kids. Like we have to align with that. Right now, we're not aligned, and because we're outnumbered. We're a small corner in far away in the back room space on YouTube, and this is how it is in the world because people are afraid to say what it is. And I really want men to really like step forward with the knowledge that we have and teach other men, even if it's at no cost, even if it's just like helping someone, because if we don't do that, then our kids are going to have the biggest fight of their life, because I got 4 sons and all them, they're going to be gamed up, but I'm sure one out of those 4 is going to be a sucker. I mean, that's the percentage it is right now, even with a father, right? But the last thing, those women get self-worth from men, from fathers. So when women are without fathers, they lose their self-worth. So they get validation from men sleeping with men, hearing great things from men, encouraging from men. So they're weakened by that because they haven't got it from their father. So those boys that we're talking about, those fatherless kids, these women raising boys, we speak about that a lot, but we forget the women without the father reacts the way that we don't want them to react. They get out there, they get to getting violated by men. They get to searching for validation through men, and they look for another father. So at the end of the day, we as men have to do better, and we got to do better all the way around. That's all I got to say, man. I appreciate
Salute
y'all.
to you, brother, man.
All right, man.
Talk soon, man. Peace,
Yeah.
peace.
Bro.
Peace. Yeah.
Stuff right there. All right.
Are we gonna get any more call-ins?
Put the overlay back on if you can. Now that you won't be blocked out. Try that.
Okay, yeah, y'all call in. Let's put it back up.
I mean, pre-work is done in yourself. So it's like once you've done enough pre-work and you know yourself and you really like developed yourself as a person, the women that come along are going to be a reflection of you. Like, I guess guys have never like the cooking thing. I've never had a woman that couldn't cook. I've never dealt with a woman that couldn't cook. Never. I've never dealt with that. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Trust me, I'm not.
I never experienced that either.
Let me ask you guys this though. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. You're done.
And then I'll just say this: like, guys don't think like in America you can't find a pretty big booty chick that'll do for you. I've had like I was dealing with a chick recently that when we would go out, she'd be like, you know what, you're always finding good spots and all that. I'll drive. You know what I mean? She offered to drive. So when we would go places, she drove all the time. Because she's like, you're always doing the right thing. That's a down chick. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to get her unless I worked on myself and I'm bringing something to the table to command that. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't said. She offered. That's also a good woman doing that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yes, she appreciated your effort. Now, let me ask you guys this. We always encourage guys to work on yourself, get on your own program. Let's talk about this. Should we encourage the women in our lives to work on themselves as well? And when should it take a back seat? When should a woman's betterment take a back seat to your betterment? And when, you know what I mean? Because a lot of guys, you know, when we hear it in the space, she should be submissive. She should be cooking for you. I don't do chores and shit like that. That sounds great because you guys are high value. You got status and shit like that. But for the normal guys, you know, if you got a daughter, you got a girl that you really care about, you don't want to slouch. You want her doing her thing too, kind of benefiting herself, building herself up. When does a woman's betterment take a back seat to yours? You know what I'm saying? Or should it?
I don't know. I think the woman's going to follow the man. Like the gentleman before said, she's going to be a reflection of you. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you vetted her enough that you want her with you as your girlfriend or woman or wife, whatever you want to call it, she will follow your lead. And if she doesn't, then you got to cut her loose. Anytime that I've ever put, and I've done it before, put a woman's betterment ahead of my own, the disrespect starts. It just doesn't work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, don't pull a Jaheim. Yeah, exactly.
This woman's worth. Yeah, it's crazy too. Me too, Mark. You know what I mean? Like, because you care, you know, like for me, women hate to tell me that I'm right. They never want to tell me I'm right because I don't make them feel bad about it anymore. When I was younger, I was like, I would want to hear it, but now I know. But something that's very important, what you said for the guys, we always say you're supposed to save a woman from herself. Now, you don't want to tell a woman that because then she's going to get defensive. So this is part of the whole thing about being yourself, being somebody who's on a program, who's focused, and realizing that when a woman submits, her version of her life is going to be much better than the life that she was leading, trying to better herself. So when a woman feels safe with you, she doesn't mind telling you her body count. She doesn't mind telling you about the trauma she's been through her life. That's one part of being the protector. Women want to feel protected. They want to feel safe. You don't got to just be big and bad. You got to be able to make her feel comfortable to tell you shit and be in a non-judgmental zone. So at the end of the day, if you put a woman first and it's taking away from your focus and your pursuits, she's definitely going to get turned off by you. That's why when we tell you guys to be on a purpose, make sure that your purpose not only is going to be beneficial for you, but in the future, if you change your mind, maybe you want a kid, maybe you want to settle down, you're thinking in the future. You're not just thinking about just being one type of dude that's just going to have a motorcycle. Think about things so that way you can expand your shit. And then that way, when you are ready or change your mind, you'll have a better situation for the woman that's worthy.
Well, I think
call in after somebody else. So somebody else.
Oh yeah, we have an 817 number. Let me bring him in. Hold on.
Hey,
817, you're live.
guy from earlier.
Sorry, man. What's good? Jace?
Yeah, I'm just calling back.
Okay, no problem, man.
Go ahead.
You got 6 guys now. Let's go.
Okay, cool. So, from what I've heard, 'cause I made the mistake of seeing her every day, and
You cut out.
seeing her every day, and I know she's saying scale back and stuff like that, and it may not go in my favor, but so I'll probably just stop seeing her every day and just go about my life. And
You need to stop, bro. The energy is too much. It's even down for us, bro.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it 100.
Can you hear them, Chase?
The energy is down a little bit for even us.
I can only hear you.
It's like
Hey, Offie, or
Yeah,
AB.
you got the hold on, guys. You got the YouTube on though, right, my G? Because they're all talking to you.
y'all feel me though? Y'all hear me? Press 1.
Yeah.
Like this,
You can feel the energy in the first
like
3
I hear
words.
the violins and shit when you tell me the chorus. You got to take a step back, bro.
Yeah.
Well, basically, you got to put the YouTube so you can hear them talking. But they're basically saying you got to take a step back because your energy, they can hear you, but you can't hear them for some reason. You got to turn on your YouTube.
Well, because it's only going through your channel, AV. Like the call-in, it's through your interface. So unless you have like, see, like I could stream everybody's, I could control everybody's channel through mine. So like you have to have everybody's interface and mic and everything going through your system in order for him to call him or hear him. So yeah, he has to listen to it through the YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, even if he did almost everything right, the energy behind it is not congruent, and that's the thing. It's like energy is huge. You know,
I mean, think about this, like just the way you're saying things, man. Like you already second guessing everything. You just want us to confirm what you're already feeling.
All right, hold that thought. Let me say that to him. So basically, they're saying that even if you do everything right, Jace, your energy is not congruent with what you're doing. And Glen Lawrence just said you just want us. You're calling in because you want us to give you a pat on the back and confirm that you're doing things right.
Or he's making the right move. Like if you're,
making the right move, right? You're second guessing
you're already
yourself.
feeling this way. You're already feeling this way about her. Like you just want us to confirm that it's okay to do it.
Like I just need to.
You making me sad.
Yeah, I can feel his pain.
Look at Mark. Look, I know I fucking Mark is like, what the fuck, bro?
Mark's not feeling so very inspirational right now.
Yeah, he's hurting.
See, so what we're saying right now, the consensus on the panel is that you're making us all feel sad. You're killing our vibe, man.
Like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
no, and it's not even that. Like, it's not even that. Like, I get that he's having a serious issue. He's trying to figure this out. But like, dude, you already know the answer.
You already know the answer, bro.
Like you just want us to confirm that your answer is the right answer, dude. Just pull the trigger. Like if she's not the one, if you are having to go out of your pocket, going way out of your frame to compliment her just to keep her in your life, she got to go.
Yeah. So basically, in a nutshell, man, you're doing too much. You already kind of know the answer. You know, we hear it in your voice, and if you're sounding like this, she definitely knows it because you're with her. You just want some confirmation, man, but you already know the answer, man. You gotta let her go.
This energy, bro. I couldn't. If my energy was like that, and I got tired, I couldn't even mask that shit is coming out with the bitch.
You gotta fall back.
Yeah, it is.
You gotta fall back, my bro.
And the thing is you gotta learn.
That one, brother.
When you say fall back, does that mean just not text her every day or stuff like that?
Fall back basically means that. You got to pull back a little bit, but it takes some finesse. You can't just pull back cold turkey because then it's going to raise up a red flag. And you got to have a reason as to why you're pulling back. It sounds good that I'm saying it, but you have to have a reason behind why you're kind of pulling yourself back. Because basically, Jace, you pulling back is to protect yourself, bro.
Yeah, he needs to pull back for his own health.
Right. He doesn't need a reason to pull back. He doesn't need a reason to pull back.
You don't need a reason.
He just could be like, you know what? Things are just not. It's not my vibe. It's
just not working.
In my frame.
Right.
It doesn't fit in my frame. So you know what? I hope you the best. Let me work on.
Well, hit up Afi too, though. Right. Hit up Afi for a consultation, or me for that matter. But yeah, man, you basically in a nutshell, man, we're gonna go to another call. But make sure.
Basically what I was going to add to the conversation, like, because I've been there too. Like, you got to sit and have some self-reflection with yourself and ask yourself, what's the reason why I need this woman in my life right now? If he can't sit down and do some self-reflection like that, then he needs to start there. Why does this woman need to be in my life, and why do I want her to be in my life? Because he's not moving in the right order as far as carrying himself as a man. Like, we can all hear it in his voice, like we just been saying. Like, we can tell, like, he's hurt, he's going through something. So it's like he has to sit down and ask why I'm allowing this woman to even put me through this rift right now. Why do I want this woman to put me through this rift right now? All right, you know what I mean? It's deeper than him right now.
Right, so I'm gonna leave you with this one. Yeah, Nelly Nell just basically dropped the gem. And we're gonna leave it right there. He basically said, man, you got to sit down with yourself, self-reflect. If you got to write a pros and cons list, write a pros and cons list and figure out why you deciding to put up with this. Why is this woman in your life? How is she helping you? If it's just because of the pussy or just love, man, you have some self-reflection and a little bit of growing up to do, because we all know men and women love women differently. So we're going to have to kind of figure that out. If love hurts too much, man, it's not the love for you, bro. All right.
Hey, put a fire sign for AV's extra love.
Man, I appreciate all the on the playback. I'm gonna play it back. Appreciate you guys.
All right, salute, man. Peace.
You got the expert level translation summaries going on.
Not even, bro. I'm scrambling. I'm like this. This shit is hard. Shout out to Miles, Lacario, Steve Dean doing this shit, making it look easy and shit.
Hey, AV, let me tell you guys something. This is what I do though. Like, this is what I just started. I just launched my own business where I'm actually a producer for remotely for your podcast.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I could control everybody's podcast if you go through me, and I could, be bringing people up. I could answer your super chats. I could I could handle your calls. Like, you don't even see me in your screen. So
that's great.
Get ready. That's going to be dropping soon. I have it ready to go. I'm just, cleaning up the packaging a little bit. So you'll see it.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Can I say this real quick? I think a lot of guys need to do this outside of women, and they'll have more success off top. Even if you make mistakes, you'll still fall forward more. You need to have a life. Like, remember when we were kids? We didn't trip off pussy when we were kids. We had other things going on. You're playing with your toys. You're playing with your video games. You're playing basketball. You're playing sports. You're doing all that. Somehow, when we get to like teenage years and like young adulthood and all that, we start letting pressures of society and women and all that take us away from what we want to do. And we start trying to conform and fit and like fit the world and like have a scarcity mindset. When you have your own life where you're just so self-fulfilled, even just that, if you don't know certain things, that energy will just be attractive to women. They'll give you more slack. Like a guy like Stevie J, he's hella toxic. But even when he fucks up with charm and charisma, and like women will
like that. You said that. Facts.
They'll get, like, energy is so huge. Like, why do these women deal with these guys that are pieces of crap? Because they still have great energy and they're charming. You know what I'm saying? They're just toxic.
I like that. He fucks up with charm. That's a one right there. That's a one right there.
We got another caller, AB?
Hold on, checking, buddy.
I mess up. I've
negative.
No. Sometimes and be like, hey, I
up.
messed
We go for like 20 more minutes now. So now y'all got 20 minutes to call. So call the fuck in. I want to answer some more questions. I want somebody to call in with a success story, bro. Who got a success story? I need the energy to come up. No offense, you my man, Expo, but you seen. You watch this shit back. It ain't only me, bro. Your energy brought the whole shit down.
Yeah, it sounded like when you were talking like this.
Like Eeyore.
That ain't gonna get no one excited.
But like the tee off of what Trav was saying, like, yo, that's true though. Like, if you got to get to a point where you're like just content with what you got going on, like, you're happy with what you got. Like, if you don't got a girl, you're good with it. Like, life is, you get to the point where you realize that. And what Nelly now is saying, like, ask yourself why you need her. You should never have to need her.
Oh, boom, boom.
It should be a desire. It should be like, I want her in my life. She brings, something to my life that I don't necessarily need, but I desire. And if it's a desire and not a want, see, once it becomes a want, then you are dependent upon them for whatever that is. and you never want to find yourself in a position where you are dependent upon them. They need to be dependent upon you. They depend upon you for protection, provision, for security. That's what you need to be dependent. They need to be dependent upon you for. But you shouldn't be dependent upon them, because once you do that, you give them the leverage to use that as a manipulation tool to get you a far line.
Well, when you become dependent on them, then they're in a position of being your mommy, and no woman wants to be your mommy. I think a lot of guys are looking for that. They're looking for a mommy, and they expect their woman to treat them like their mom, and then they wonder why they get disrespected and cheated on. It just doesn't work. She's your woman, not your mommy. I found that if you're always willing to walk away, not that you got to be a jerk or anything like that, but if she knows that you can walk away, she'll act like she's pissed off. Like I've had women tell me, what would you do if something happened to me if I died? Some of the women I was married to. I've been married more than once. And as long as I was okay with it, I would say, well, I'd be sad, of course, but I would go on with my life. And now they act like that pisses them off. But if you act like I don't know what I would do. I don't know if I could go on without you. They hear that and they'll lose respect. Then you don't want to be in that position, because that will cause the attraction to go down. They want to know that if they die, that you can go on, and if you got kids, you're going to be just fine. Now, when you tell them that, they're going to be pissed off, but that's what they really want. So never listen to what they say or sometimes how they act in that respect, but that's what they want. They want a man that's going to make it without them, that's going to go on and find another woman, go on and have a life, raise the kids, whatever you're doing.
I'll say even this
Agreed.
too. There's another side of it, because Afia brought this up in his last live, and it's hella true. And I was going through this and figured out what I was doing. Even if you got your stuff together and you're an attractive guy and all that, like, loss isn't a bad thing. If you don't get certain women, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just means you weren't the fit. Some women want a relationship where they feel like they're in control. So you could be so put together that they know, like, I'm not going to be the prize of this relationship.
They want a sucker too.
They want a guy that likes them more than they like the guy. So even though they like you, they're scared kind of sometimes now. And that's probably my fault sometimes. I'm not always the Mr. What do you call it? Like, sweet romancer if I'm not totally all the way into you. I'm not good at showing like, yeah, I could get another one. I'm going to admit that, but I'm comfortable with myself. Some women want to be with the guy that they feel like is going to adore them, and they don't want the competition.
Okay, yeah. That's what I was asking. Is that what it was? That's the one, because like in the spirit and shit, they say that so what he's talking about for y'all listeners is like in the spirit you'll hear that women aren't attracted to dudes. They'll get that. Excuse me. Women aren't attracted to dudes who other women aren't attracted to. That's not all the way true.
That's not true. I've had women.
True.
Yeah,
I had women. A certain type of bitches. Some women don't want to be in competition. That doesn't make them wet. That you're hella high in demand. They want the part of the man that they want is the comfort part. That's one of the attributes of why they want you. And if you got a gang of hoes, then you that's not a fit. So that's a take. So if y'all heard that shit, it's not true. But women do like you when you smell like pussy. But that's the competitive ones, bro. Some women just want their man and to know where the fuck he at and shit like that. They don't want to be up at night like, oh, it's riding with another girl. That is not all women, bro. Get that shit up out of here.
Because I've had women that ghosted me after meeting them the first time, and it went smooth. I had them laughing the whole time. I didn't get rejected. Like, when I get rejected now, I don't really get rejected hard, if that makes sense. It'll be like, you're a cool guy and all that, but I'm just not going to continue. And a lot of times because they can smell like, oh, this guy gets a lot of women. I don't know if I'm going to be a number or not.
Yeah.
And I'm not good at sometimes. I can admit
some women don't want to be on your notch count, bro. Some women they'll be on your notch count, but it's different when they know they about to be a part of it.
They want to be your last notch. Some women want to be your last notch.
And that's my fault. But I'm comfortable with myself. I don't really care to fix that situation either. So it's like, that's my fault. You know what I'm saying? But we're all going to make mistakes. You got to learn from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a part of the game. You ain't going to go 100%.
Absolutely not.
Well, they feel more secure with a man that, doesn't have a lot of girls hanging on him, where they can't go out and get somebody. Now, some women want a man like that.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's different. See, Mark, you have what I have, bro, and I even know it was even colder when you was younger, bro. you have really like positive energy. I'll call you Frank Sinatra, bro. It's like who you are to me.
I love Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, I know you, and you just like him. So your energy, you feel me? It attracts. But the thing about it is because you got a dark side asshole shit to you too that can come out. And so sometimes they'll get infatuated with this version, and then the other version will actually turn them on because they didn't know it was there. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And then you get a different level of attraction and investment when you deal because you getting them. It's like a peanut butter and jelly. You know what's in there, but you didn't know the peanut butter and jelly. The peanut butter had almonds in the shit too. Oh shit, it's nuts in this motherfucker. So now it hits you different now because you got what you wanted and you got something else too, like a surprise box.
That's interesting you say that because I'm relatively aggressive, right, in the sense, and then I find that when if I care about somebody and I show her my softer side, my quote unquote softer side, she's like, "Oh my God, you smile," or "Oh my God, that was really sweet," and they really take advantage of that. So just like we talked about when you talk about Mark's got the charisma of Frank Sinatra and shit, but then he can become that asshole and shit. So that's like a treat for her. On the flip side, if you're that aggressive dude, you're not necessarily a meathead, but you're aggressive and shit, you're stoic, etc. And somebody does something really nice for you and that you appreciate, and it took a lot of effort for her. Showing appreciation, showing empathy, or maybe being romantic in that moment, they'll learn to appreciate that as well. See, the key for me, I don't give people too much of anything so they can get accustomed to me. Like if I see that you on my heels and shit, I'm gonna do a quick left and shit because I'm peeping you, peep me. So now sometimes the bitch is finishing my sentences and shit, or she's like already doing shit. I'm like, no, you're not gonna, no. So like for me, it's very important to always keep a woman on her toes and your friends and colleagues too. So that way it continues. We're continuously learning. It's like AI. AI is constantly learning. So you have to make sure that the woman has to ensure that she's always constantly learning you. And if you have discernment, you're gonna say, okay, this bitch she's quick. I'm gonna have to like flip it on her ass. You know what I'm saying? So that's what works for me.
Super
Hey, real quick, well, shout out to Wade for that.
Wade Emery.
What's going on, Wade? Hey, real quick. And this is bad for me, bro. This is one of my weaknesses, bro. I like sarcastic, witty ones, bro. And sometimes when y'all get in a certain level, that shit ain't cute. You know what I'm saying? Right. But you're right. Even like the one I told y'all, the one who finessed me, and she told me to what she say, unpack this. I was pissed, but it kind of turned me on a little bit. Like, you slick ass bitch. Like, I want to it like turned me on. Like, look at you thinking you me and shit. Come here.
Right.
You can lose women not trying because you're elevating your game, right? So I've dealt with that where I was with a woman and we were more kind of like this. Now I'm going like that. She's staying stagnant, right? Now even though you're doing everything right, you're committed to her and all that, she sees that you got all this potential and that you're realizing your potential, and now you could get to another level that she's not on. That'll create problems. You're not even trying to do that, but because she sees you ascending, instead of being like, hey, I need to step my game up, she tries to project on you and bring you down. Yeah. Because, like, you know what I mean? You're not this person, and no. What it is that you're a reflection. You're a mirror every day of what they're not. You could lose women like that. That's why you can't put women first. Because when you put women first, you limit yourself. When you put yourself first, you never limit yourself, and you only want to deal with people that want to come along. My dad had a saying that I live by. You're either on your way or you're in the way. If you're in the way, get the hell out of my way. That's how you got to be.
Gotta go.
Let Mark say his last. Let Glenn say his last for us. He want to check out, and let's get one more caller, bro. I want to hear somebody did. Y'all be saying this player shit behind the scenes. Let's see who had a threesome. Who got a new job? Who not the baddest one? Like y'all ain't got no good shit. Y'all just got sad shit or what? Come on now.
Glenn gotta go though.
Yeah. So I just want to like leave you guys with this though. Like think about this. Before you vet the woman, vet yourself. Vet yourself. Can you be the man that you know that you need to be in order to maintain this relationship? Because too many times we're so caught up in what are they doing and how they move that we're not even really looking at ourselves, wondering if are we going to be congruent with who we say we are? Can we be true to what we say we are going to be for this woman? And if not, Then understand that. Stop worrying about what they're doing. Stop using their moves or what they do as an excuse why you can't commit or you can't, find the right one. What everybody was saying is facts. You have to first work on yourself, and you can't put nobody above yourself. And that sounds bad. That sounds selfish, right? But if your girl is your girl and she's in your frame, she knows that by you putting you first, you're going to be elevating her because you're pulling her up with you. Okay, so her quality of life is going to improve. Her ability is going to improve. She's going to be leveling up as she levels up with you, because you're not doing it just to do it for yourself. When you're in a relationship, you're doing it to move the whole ship up. You're trying to move the whole thing down a whole new direction. You're not just running the sprint by yourself. Now you're the workhorse that's pulling the wagon, and you're like, everybody on this wagon's coming with me. Now,
yes, a smart one,
exactly. That's the way your mentality got to be. So, but if you're so focused on the wagon and you're putting the wagon before you and you're pushing the wagon, well, guess what? You're not going to get very far. All you're doing is telling them that you are not as important as they are. And you have to remember who's the hierarchy in this relationship. Where's the buck stop in this relationship? And it stops with you. So, with that being said, guys, hey, I'm out. Thank you guys for having me on, fellas.
Peace.
Hey, Glenn.
I'll chat with y'all later.
Talk to you soon, man.
Good to
Take
see
care.
you in a while. Good to see you, bro.
I know, Trav. It's been a minute. I'll holler at you, man. Peace.
All right. Let me see this. This is, and I want to say something too, because I am a podcast watcher from when I was a kid. I don't get it, bro. You guys super chat. Y'all watch all these goddamn videos. Y'all send these long ass emails. Y'all got fucking problems and shit in niggas DMs and shit all goddamn day. Now, not only me, you can get game from 5 other people that charge too. Like, I don't understand the logic. Shit, I would be like, ooh, shit,
Right,
when the
free.
Like, so I don't want to book no
MLK
conversation.
special, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm about to get my shit answered, and I can get that shit bounced around and shit. Like, I don't understand how people don't have, like, not even just me, I'm on here. Then Mark and y'all get a whole panel on y'all questions and shit that y'all say. I don't see how y'all can't hop on that. I don't know.
Because people can't lose battles to win wars. They have too much ego. They're too sensitive. I'm not perfect, but at least, like, if y'all know me, I'm pretty open with my shit, whether right or wrong. There's been times where even after you and I have had disagreements talking about stuff about all that, but I still come for game. I don't quit. We still keep going. That's a part of it. It's not, success is not, it's.
And shout out to Expo for even calling, bro, and being transparent and putting this shit out there, man. I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna start answering my DMs.
Yeah, we have 20 more minutes. You can call in.
This. Okay, let me shut the fuck
up. That's why I don't like going in on cats when they call in. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I wasn't saying this as a shot, but it's like, dog, Steve the Dean can be fucking ruthless. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? So if y'all could call him, y'all can call us. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Fact.
So that's all it is. Not that he don't give good game. I'm just saying.
Nah, yeah.
So here go a question right here, though. Since y'all scared to call in, just like this, why you don't just call in with this shit?
I mean, is that even a real statement?
Like, it's not a question. I'm gonna answer the question. We are, but it's literally a number right there, and you can actually join the whole conversation live. How is this? I don't understand how this is a better alternative. My mind doesn't understand it. How is this a better alternative than this? Because we gonna say the answer live anyway, so it ain't like you hiding shit. I don't understand why you.
It's the same thing as you could see a chick that's in person, but then you find her social media and go home and holler at her through social media. It's the same thing. Yeah, same thing. Level of shit. I'm really. It's just facts. I don't understand. Like, if we're gonna be men, we have to talk about actuals and factuals. So with that said, it's an actual and factual. There's a level of I can feel protected and be more vulnerable typing this than calling on the phone and hearing over the phone, or there's a level of laziness to it.
Yeah, this nigga AD got to pay for that shit, bro. Like, what the fuck, man?
Well, then this is a great opportunity too for these guys that say they have social anxiety. They can call in and talk now,
or just say some phone shit. Just let's talk about it.
That's a good one, Mark.
Yeah, like you said, Troy, and they're afraid. It's so much. They got the buffer of social media.
Right.
And I've heard my boys have told me, some of these friends of theirs, my boys are young, in their teens and 20s. These guys will see a girl. She knows that they see them, but they don't approach her. They go find her social media and then they contact her. Now, how weak does that come off? And they wonder why. They wonder why the girl doesn't want anything to do with them, because they didn't have the balls big enough to go talk to her when they seen her. And all you gotta do is go up and say hi. Well, what do I say after? Just what do I say after that? Well, it'll happen. And if she likes you, like you said earlier, Troy, she'll make it easy for you.
Exactly. I've seen so many bras on Instagram say that in their stories and on their posts. Like, it's so weird how guys see me out and they follow me, but then they don't say nothing to me, but send a DM. And I'm like,
so goofy.
And I'm like, why are y'all like putting these bras on the pedestal? Like,
nigga, you know how fast I be calling Tariq Nasheed? If he had that shit on Max Lessons, I'd be on that shit on hold before all.
Dog, thank you.
I'm telling you.
Call in back there.
Dude, I remember when AMS used to have the call-ins with the number. Nigga, I'd be calling that shit hella times, not getting through, and I'd be like trying to get through. Like,
man, listen, these young
You're
guys
winning
are so
tickets,
blessed to
concert
have
tickets
all
and
these
shit.
platforms to take advantage of. Man, I wish I had about 10, 15 years ago. Man,
Sure. Absolutely.
No, you would try to talk to
you got medium age cats, older cats, under medium age cats, and OG cats. It's like you literally got anything that you want. You got
we can help you.
Like,
you got the best right here.
And we all, you know what I'm saying, do our thing. So it's like, it's the for real shit, bro. What the fuck? But let's take this question real quick, because it's a baby mama shit, so it's serious. He said, you put don't fucking ask me about this shit then either. Y'all that's what I'm saying. And I'm not ranting, because y'all be hitting my DMs asking me for shit. Then when I try to give it to y'all, then y'all act like y'all don't see it and shit. Y'all be begging me to do panels and shit like that. I'm just saying. Can you put the game on dealing with baby mama who is now pregnant? Oh, wait a minute, bro.
Oh, hell no.
Showing some ratchet shit, bro.
Hell nah.
I gotta rewind that one. You gotta rewind that question.
Come on, man. That was never her best friend. That was somebody she was messing with from the beginning, man. I hope you guys ain't still falling for that.
Can you put game on dealing with the baby mama? I had to rewind it. I couldn't even read it. Can you put game on dealing with the baby mama who is now pregnant with her male friend that she was calling brother?
Yeah, don't deal with it. How about that?
Exactly.
It's like a red flag to me, boys.
Right.
Bruh, you have to have.
So I'm trying to figure this out. So he's saying he got his baby mama is pregnant by a whole another best friend cat. So that's your girlfriend, and she pregnant by the best friend. Is that what you're saying?
Oh.
Yeah, his baby mom's is pregnant with a guy that she claimed was his.
See, when I hear that type of shit, I be like, scratch this shit. I don't trust these hoes again. Once I start being nice, it take me one thing to trigger me back. See,
and never believe her broad when she say that's her brother. That slash, AKA, that's somebody she's smashing or smashed in the past,
or about to, or in line.
Wants to, but doesn't want to make it overt that she's interested. It's like, oh, that's just my brother. Nah,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I don't play those games. Absolutely not.
Hey, bro.
Play cousins too. That's another.
Hey. See, that's cold. That's cold because that had happened to me before, right?
Because I've done this shit. So
yeah, I've done it, and it happened to me before. But I'm just looking at it like, what if that's my baby mama though? Like, damn, that shit happening to you with a bitch you got to fuck with. That's a little scandalous, bro. You kind of need to That's a little scandalous, bro. That ain't that's like because you know that been if that's dude that mean y'all done hung out before and everything, bro.
You gotta get to a point where you kind of like will know you're messing up or mess up on purpose with certain chicks and not care because you're just not you know what you can get and you don't want to deal with certain things.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I made mistakes with this last girl I dealt with, but at the same time, I didn't care about her like that, so I wasn't willing to do the things to make it work either. I wasn't totally interested, so I don't she didn't call me back, so obviously I did something wrong, but she did a lot wrong to me too. So I just did it and quit it. Cool.
Like for example, like my lady,
put another question in the chat. If it's good like that, put it in there. Even if you don't want to call. Good ones, put them in the chat.
And Trav, you right on point, because you know I've been dealing with my lady for a year now. We've been dating or whatever, right? So it's like she'll get in her little fits and get mad about little shit. And it was to the point where I was like, let me just try to see what she tripping about. But now when she does it now, I don't even give a shit, because it's like I know I'm moving how I'm supposed to be moving and what I need to be doing as a man in this situation. So it's like at the end of the day, it's just like, why are you tripping off such a little shit? I'm not really doing nothing major to disrespect you or make you feel any way type of major. So now I don't even stress about the little shit no more. I really don't. I just don't give a shit. It is what it is.
Because once you've had success, like I said, I'm dealing with a chick that before that is my type, huge ass, hella nice, driving me around, super sweet and all that. It was on me why I didn't go further. I'm just not at that. I just don't want to settle down right now.
Right.
She didn't do nothing wrong. I can't talk bad about it. So this other one comes along. She doesn't really do anything wrong per se, but there's things about her I didn't like. So there's things I wasn't willing to do. That turned her off. Cool. I'm not there with you. Like, that's fine. I made mistakes. But hey, move on. You know what I'm saying? I just learn and go. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like I had a situation where my lady asked me, like, well, what would you do if, you know, if we stop messing around or we break up? I'm like, well, I'm gonna continue to do what I've been doing. I'm gonna keep it pushing and keep elevating and you know, keep going to the top where I need to be. And she felt like she was so mad that, oh, well, you're not going to try to run behind me, or you're not going to try to make it work. No, like,
but you gave her the right answer. That's the answer she wanted to hear. Really.
Exactly. And that refers back to what we was talking about earlier. Like, just because you're not in the picture means that I'm stopping what I got going on. No, I'm not stopping. You know what I mean?
Dude,
so
I got a chick that wants to be with me right now. Do you know how much I fucking tell her no? Can you help me? My sister has a flat tire. Can you help use her AAA for a car? No, you're an adult. I'm not helping you with that. That's my AAA. She ain't gone nowhere. Can you help me with this? No, you're an adult. You take care of that. I'm not saving you from yourself. No, there's other guys that are willing to do that. Absolutely. But instinctually, she's not attracted to that because she
I felt your nose too. You mean you said no, I felt it.
Yeah, no. Like, you know
that was the thing. No, you felt it when you said us, little duo.
Like, bruh, you know what I mean? Because I'll find somebody else, and then she gives me excuses. Well, I didn't have this growing up, bruh. I know people that are in the foster system that have more put together than you. I don't want to hear it.
Right.
No, you know what I'm saying?
And it's okay to say no, like
without an explanation.
Without an explanation, absolutely.
No.
They like no, they really do. They like the
word no. Subconsciously, you stand up for yourself.
Yeah, they may
throw the critical part.
They may throw a fit and tell you you're selfish or you're a jerk, but they like it when you say.
But
no.
Guess what? Sometimes I say it the wrong way. I've talked to Afi and he's like, "Bruh, you're not wrong, but you could have handled it like this." I'll be like, "All right."
Yeah, you just got to figure out. You
got to
find that.
Okay, cool.
You got to find. Yeah, you got to find that happy medium for yourself. But like what Mark said, it's very important. Just say no without an explanation because I said so. That's it. Because a lot of times too, when you try to explain some shit as to why you saying no to a bitch, then she's gonna want to hear more of it, and no's never gonna be enough. If you just say no, it's like punishment. When we were kids and shit, your mother would punish you for 2 weeks, ground you for 2 weeks, and then you pat your eyes out and shit, the puppy dog eyes, and then she takes the punishment down to 1 week. It's the same shit with these women, which are grown ass kids, women with breasts, children with breasts, rather. At the end of the day, when you say no, it's no, and that also she won't like it, but she will respect you in the long run. Yeah. She'll be like, you know what I'm saying, and she will know when to ask and what not to ask. Like for me, and Afi said this too, a woman will get more from me when she don't ask. When she asks,
that's a very important point there.
Especially if you ain't even filled me out yet. Like if you filled me out, we didn't you feel me, but sometimes the chicks be asking or just telling you what they like on demand.
Implying
like the one I told you about from the one, AV, like you keep dropping these stats on me and I ain't asking. Right. Like, why you keep dropping the stats on me, nigga? I could be talking about sports and shit, and here you come dropping some boss bitch stats. Like, I mean, that shit cool, and I believe you, but kind of let that shit bring it up. It's like, okay, it's like you can't wait. Boom, this magic play. Okay.
She's blowing her load too
The
fast.
thread should be where it's like they're hitting you up hella and you just have quick responses. Because you're just the shit. It's just, hey, you can send me hella shit. All right, whatever.
With the
Like, that's what I'm just saying. It's like, it wasn't always like this. Trust me.
Sure.
I was horrible with girls when I first started. I didn't have
work.
a kiss from a girl until I was a senior in high school. But I'm just saying, bro, like, you could put in the work and make a change. Literally, I would say to most guys that come up here, take a year off from women. Maybe just interact with them, but take a year off. Build yourself up. If you just do that delayed gratification, you could have 1 year of success that shits on all the non-success you had.
And set the tone for the rest of your life.
Yeah, like.
Well, Mark, you wanted to say something as well. You wanted to say something as well.
Because he's light skinned, he don't got to reply.
You know what I mean?
Light skin. Let's go. Mark, you wanted to say something as well. I think you wanted to chime in.
Yeah,
on that.
my bad if I'm talking too much. My bad.
Nah, you good.
No, I can't remember what I thought I made my point.
Okay. Sure. No, we were talking. What were we talking about? Basically, when a woman asks for something, the less she asks, the more she'll receive.
I just wanted to agree that I don't like it when they're asking, kind of like what Alfie said. If they're giving hints, it's like I don't want to do anything for them when they do it. If they don't ask me and they treat me good, I want to do more for them.
Right. Chick is on point. You'll be looking online trying to find some shit for y'all to do. That's why these women don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like literally.
But I've straight out.
If a woman do some tight shit, you on there like, damn, what can I show her now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she ain't asked for shit, bro. But you like, oh, this is the type of shit that I like. And this is the type of places I want to go. All right, cool. But I don't even really like you like that. And now I really don't.
And this is what you guys promote this all the time. And Nelly alluded to this as well. What's gonna stop if you in or out of my life? Nothing. I'm living my life. After you promote traveling abroad by yourself. Mark, the OG's been through many, many moons and many life stories. So at the end of the day, when you're living a life and you're creating a life for yourself, and the woman doesn't necessarily ask, she's waiting for her turn. She's doing what you want her to do. She's earning it. You living your life, you're gonna bring her along anyway to experience the life that you're leading, and then she'll start to get comfortable. Say, you know what, I'm gonna give this guy the keys, and I'm gonna let him lead me and drive. That's the base. That's the bottom line. Now it does take some work, and you have to determine whether or not you want to put in that work for that particular one. But if she does play, some women need to feel rewarded too. The problem is women want to be rewarded just cause, and that's the problem. We need to kind of stop that.
Nelly over there looking like he kicking with Max B, bro. I see you got your flag on today. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm a hat and coat guy, man. You can
diplomat jacket on. I see you over there.
You can never have too many.
Y'all gotta learn to be ourselves, man. That's the man. Just like me, I'm on here with a goddamn Rocky belt on. As much as the manosphere be roasting and y'all can roast me for this, but guess what? I think it's saucy, so you can't really roast me for it.
Exactly.
You can talk. You can say it to your friends and laugh to them, but it ain't gonna make me. I mean, shit. Because see, this is the thing about that's weird about you fucking cats who dox and shit. Like for me. You can't dox me and flip shit around that you got from me. Don't you know, nigga, that I'm very selective on the shit that I say live and that I want y'all to know? It's like y'all don't catch me slipping. Y'all don't got my phone tapped, nigga. Anything that you heard me say you want to use against me, I don't mind you knowing, fool. I could be a secret wrestling fan. I ain't got to be on here with this shit, but y'all know because I don't give a fuck because I like what I like or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I kiss my dogs and shit on there. That ain't the coolest fucking thing, but it's what I like. Think I ain't gonna go be on here and do some other shit to impress y'all. Y'all fuck with me or y'all don't. You know what I'm saying? So that's it.
They need to go. They need to go outside too. It's 2023. COVID ain't really excuse no more. Like go out and get in a broad's face, like and socialize and make your social skills better. Because at the end of the day, y'all can say what we talking about is theory, but if you ain't going out there and applying what you hearing, or at least try to anyway, then you ain't getting nowhere with it.
Dog, and it's so easy. Like, for example,
it's easy.
Do this, and you'll have women talk to you. I was at a New Year's Eve party. I'm not a great freestyler. I just grabbed the mic and freestyled. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They don't care how good you are. The fact that you have the courage to just do that and bring joy to the crowd, now you're going to have people come up to you after that like, dog, I was cool, like that's it. like bringing good energy, bro. Like you ain't gonna go 100%, but just existing and just bringing good energy, things will come your way. Like, you know what I mean?
Good energy will attract good energy.
Stevie J is toxic, but he has good energy that people like, even though he's toxic. That's why he's allowed to get away with the things he does.
It's easy, man. Just get outside, man. Get off these YouTubes, get off these laptops, get off these Twitter fingers, and just go outside and interact with real people. You know?
Let's say our last word since ain't nobody calling in. I'm gonna tell you listeners this. I'm gonna give y'all one more chance for a call in on some other date on the late night shit. If y'all don't do it that time, don't fucking ask me again, bro. Just telling y'all. So I'm gonna just say mine first. Follow me on International Afi on Instagram and Afi Kingdom Books on Instagram. That'll link you to my website and my course and all of that stuff. Consultation, dominanceMindset.org. Follow me on Amazon. I'm dropping 3 books next month. I decided it's going to be International King, which is the third of that, and then the third in the International series. Educator 3, which is the third in the Educator series, and I'm dropping Purple Rain, Finesse Game 2, all at once. So I'm dropping that next month, and then on March I'm going to drop Success and Health, Sex, and Sacrifice. So in case y'all thought I wasn't on my shit, because I thought they was coming January. No, nigga, I'm just doing this shit. I'm doing all of this. They coming. So that's something to me. I pass it to AD. We'll ship it around.
Appreciate you, man. Guys, thanks for joining us. Trav, Nelly, Nell, 50, Glenn, Mark's inspiration, man. It's also always awesome for us to catch up, man. I'm glad we were able to do this. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at Alpha Villains. You already know I do that morning show, Finish Your Breakfast with AV, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to come out with another show, too, called the Alpha Villains Show. It's going to be in the evenings, afternoon show. It's going to be a little raunchier, so stay tuned for that. Afi, thanks for having me on, man. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
All right. Trilla Trav.
Now, I'm just appreciative that you let me come up. You know what I'm saying? I was somebody that came up. I met Afi through getting consultations and advice, and we became cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm above a consultation or nothing like that. So,
bro, you called me on midnight on video chat, bro. That's what you did.
Yep, I did. So, I appreciate everybody, and I would just say this. Like Robert Kiyosaki said, all pros have coaches. So you going and asking for advice, that doesn't make you weak. That makes you strong. It makes you smart. So don't just run out here just winging things and have so much ego that you can't ask for help. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you weak not asking for help.
That's
what I say.
Nelly Nell, and then we'll end it with Mark.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I just want to thank Afi for letting me step on the platform. It's been a while, you know what I mean? So y'all can catch me on IG, Nelly Nell 2221. You come follow me. Have official page, don't have a suspect page, and I'll follow you back, and you can come see how I'm living on my day to day. And I just love coming up here and talking because I consider myself a student in the game. Now I'm then changing. Now I'm becoming a student of life. So yeah, man, it's been good speaking with y'all. Hoping y'all peep game. And use it, and don't be an information sponge, and apply it to your life, and just see what happens, man. You'll get results. Simple as that.
Good stuff. We'll leave it with Frank Sinatra.
Yeah. Okay. You can find me on Instagram at Mark's Inspiration, YouTube at Mark Daniels Mark's Inspiration. Got a couple of books on Amazon. I want to thank you, Afi, for inviting me on here. I was able to just happen to be home and could jump on. We do a show on Saturday at 6 p.m., a podcast, and on 1, that's Central Standard Time. And at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm on the Dragon Ship every Saturday, so you guys can come and join me there. It was great meeting all these guys. Thanks again for asking me on.
Hey, real quick, Mark, now I'm putting the dots together. Your voice sounds like a voice that I know. What's the dancing show? It was a white guy on there. Somebody on here knows.
Casey Kasem.
Did he have black hair?
Yeah, Casey Kasem. He used to do the not Dick Clark, but Casey Kasem, the top 40. I know Mark knows Casey Kasem.
Yeah, I've heard him before. I thought of Dick Clark too. I don't know what I sound like.
Right.
Look, see now somebody will probably try to call in real quick.
No, it's done. It's done. Yeah, it's
Casey.
buzzing up.
Yeah, that's what you sound like. I just looked it up. Yeah.
Casey Kasem?
Yeah, he used to have a show, bro. He used to have that
He's like a countdown show, show.
Now my internet's going bad.
It's all
Casey
good.
Kasem.
Hey, I want to tell those guys in the audience, get off the damn YouTube and go out there and do something. You got to. I don't care what you learn here. You got to go out and put it into practice.
There you go. All right, y'all have a good day. See y'all later.
Peace.
Watch
Peace,
this.
guys.
Play back. Peace.
Leave a comment. Peace.
Drop a
100.